and those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. Become who you are. When marrying, ask yourself this question: do you believe that you will be able to converse well with this person into your old age? Everything else in marriage is transitory. We love life, not because we are used to living but because we are used to loving. If you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss will gaze back into you. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. A living thing seeks above all to discharge its strength. Life itself is will to power. Self-preservation is only one of the indirect and most frequent results. But the worst enemy you can meet will always be yourself. In revenge and in love, woman is more barbarous than man. A bad conscience is easier to cope with than a bad reputation. Of all that is written, I love only what a person has written with his own blood. The advantage of a bad memory is that one can enjoy the same good things for the first time several times. Fear is the mother of morality. He who laughs best today will also laugh last. One has to pay dearly for immortality. One has to die several times while one is still alive. He who would learn to fly one day must first learn to walk and run and climb and dance. One cannot fly into flying. Convictions are more dangerous foes of truth than lies. All truly great thoughts are conceived while walking. Anyone who has declared someone else to be an idiot, a bad apple, is annoyed when it turns out in the end that he isn't. Art is the proper task of life. At bottom, every man knows well enough that he is a unique being, only once on this earth. In individuals, insanity is rare, but in groups, parties, nations and epochs, it is the rule. Close beside my knowledge lies my black ignorance. Every attainment, every step forward in knowledge, follows from courage, from hardness against oneself, from cleanliness in relation to oneself. Every deep thinker is more afraid of being understood than of being misunderstood. For art to exist, for any sort of aesthetic activity or perception to exist, a certain physiological precondition is indispensable: intoxication. Glance into the world just as though time were gone, and everything crooked will become straight to you. God is dead. God remains dead. And we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves, the murderers of all murderers? What was holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet owned has bled to death under our knives. Who will wipe this blood off us? What water is there for us to clean ourselves? What festivals of atonement, what sacred games shall we have to invent? He who despises himself esteems himself as a self-despiser. Hope in reality is the worst of all evils because it prolongs the torments of man. I assess the power of a will by how much resistance, pain, torture it endures and knows how to turn to its advantage. I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and the impossible. I mistrust all systematizers and avoid them. The will to a system is a lack of integrity. I'm not upset that you lied to me, I'm upset that from now on I can't believe you. Is life not 1,000 times too short for us to bore ourselves? It is not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages. It is the same with man as with the tree. The more he seeks to rise into the height and light, the more vigorously do his roots struggle earthward, downward, into the dark, the deep, into evil. Living in a constant chase after gain compels people to expend their spirit to the point of exhaustion in continual pretense and overreaching and anticipating other. Man is something that shall be overcome. Man is a rope, tied between beast and over man, a rope over an abyss. What is great in man is that he is a bridge and not an end. Love is a state in which a man sees things most decidedly as they are not. My solitude doesn't depend on the presence or absence of people, on the contrary, I hate who steals my solitude without, in exchange, offering me true company. No artist tolerates reality. No one can construct for you the bridge upon which precisely you must cross the stream of life, no one but you yourself alone. No price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. Nothing on earth consumes a man more quickly than the passion of resentment. Once you are awake, you shall remain awake eternally. One must be a sea, to receive a polluted stream without becoming impure. One must give value to their existence by behaving as if one's very existence were a work of art. One repays a teacher badly if one always remains nothing but a pupil. Perhaps I know best why it is man alone who laughs, he alone suffers so deeply that he had to invent laughter. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. That which is done out of love is always beyond good and evil. The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. The snake which cannot cast its skin has to die. As well the minds which are prevented from changing their opinions, they cease to be mind. The true man wants two things, danger and play. For that reason, he wants woman, as the most dangerous plaything. There are no beautiful surfaces without a terrible depth. There are no facts, only interpretations. There is always some madness in love. But there is also always some reason in madness. Those you cannot teach to fly, teach to fall faster. They muddy the water, to make it seem deep.